Pictures now from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where a gunman is dead now after a shooting there. At least 4 people are dead, and that number could go higher. Local reports saying police called it a catastrophic scene. At least one police captain who was on the scene there, although the suspect in this is dead. Now we await more words. We've got crews headed that way, and we'll get to a little bit of the lessons learned from Uvalde in just a minute. Now we press on with the issue that Americans say they're scared about the most every day, the economy. And Americans no longer care nearly as much about the culture war issues as they do the economy. They talk about it in polling and even in our Google searches. Inflation is to the economy what cancer is to the body. The longer you take to aggressively treat it, the worse it gets. And the longer inflation takes to treat, the longer you let it go. Moreover, the cure, and the only cure for inflation, is rising interest rates. Those rising interest rates get more painful and must get more painful the longer you let inflation grow, which makes statements and the miscalculations from the administration about inflation so damning.
They believe the impact will be temporary, transitory, however you want to refer to it. Most economic analysts have believed that it will have a temporary or transitory impact.
Most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary.
That's like saying, don't worry, the thing on your skin is a mole, not melanoma. The treatment for inflation is a little bit like chemotherapy. Raising interest rates is designed to kill inflation just slightly before rising interest rates kills the economy. But it is awfully unpleasant along the way. Again, the longer it grows unchecked, the more painful the cure. If you think things are bad now, let's go back 40 years, back to Jimmy Carter. We had 14% inflation and 6% unemployment. That's almost double both of the metrics of what we have now. So remember when we said $10 a gallon gas could happen and they changed the pumps to do that? Well, we are well on our way now. Trish Regan's here, world-famous business journalist, host of The Trish Regan Show, former Goldman Sachs trader. Feels as though we're on the way to things getting worse, and the president even sort of alluded to that when he said we can't flip a switch, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love your analogy, Leland, because it was very, very well said. I mean, this is a problem that you really need to confront head on. Our Federal Reserve should have, and for whatever reason, they just didn't have it in them. I wonder, a part of me, the cynic, shall we say, wonders if Jerome Powell was so concerned about making sure he was renewed for his second term that he almost just didn't do what had to be done. There's a lot of pressure. Don't forget, you know, I know that there's supposed to be a Chinese wall, and you've got the administration and you've got the Federal Reserve as two different things, but our Treasury Secretary now used to be head of the Federal Reserve, and Jerome Powell was effectively working for her, right? So there's a little bit of pressure, and now she's at Treasury. You've got the administration wanting to keep things flowing, of course, but they should have known better. She certainly should have known better. Jerome Powell should have known better. They should have stopped this ages ago.
The irony that we're talking about Jerome Powell making decisions because he thought he was going to get fired, considering how nobody in this administration has gotten fired for any of the massive screw-ups, including the head of the FDA on baby formula, and Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary, who even admitted how badly she's gotten things wrong when it comes to inflation. Take a listen.
I think I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take, but we recognize that now.
Great to recognize things at some point. The question is it too late to fix it or deal with it without real pain? And the one thing that the Biden administration keeps pointing to is the jobs market, right? Unemployment's super low right now. There's all these open jobs. You can find a job. Companies hiring freezes. Wayfair, Meta, which is Facebook, Twitter, Coinbase, Uber, Lyft, Salesforce, Microsoft, Snap. How long till small companies are starting to say, gee, we're not going to keep hiring into what continues to be this very uncertain time?
Look, I think we're probably going to be looking at a recession towards the end of the year. into the first quarter. So not that long. I mean, as soon as companies start to figure out that people aren't spending as much, they're going to back off the hiring. Jamie Dimon, who is CEO of the famous JP Morgan bank, came out and said today, he said, look, we should be aware here that there is an economic hurricane. Hurricane was his word choice. And I think that could be quite correct, because it's never happened that the Federal Reserve has ever been able to rein in inflation and have the economy doing swimmingly well at the same time. Typically what happens is they raise rates. It causes a suppression, if you would, in the overall economic environment, which translates into a poor economy, less jobs, and lower stock prices. I mean, that's, I think, the reality that we're now facing, which should serve as a warning. Don't let this stuff get out of hand. It was a huge mistake, both from the administration that got their $1.9 trillion stimulus bill through, as well as the Federal Reserve.
I only got about 30 seconds. I'm thinking about Churchill in World War II. He said, we're not at the beginning of the end, but we may be at the end of the beginning. Are we even at the end of the beginning of the economic pain that Americans are going to feel?
No, we're just at the beginning, unfortunately, because we know that gas prices are at record highs, but you've got oil trading around, $115 to $118 a barrel right now. I've predicted $130 before the end of the busy summer driving season. And look, that has a ripple effect, right? Because people are paying more at the pumps. I mean, I would not be surprised, Leland, to see $9 a gallon in some parts of the country relatively soon. Well, that really hurts. It hurts the middle class.
It hurts the middle class and the lower middle class the most. Not only does gas prices hurt them the most, it's the infant formula crisis that hurts them the most. We're going to talk about that tomorrow in dealing with it. Trish, thank you very much as always. It's great to see you.
Of course. Good to see you, Leland.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.